Welcome to my channel, Vadi's Tech Space. I'm Vadi, and today we'll be exploring real-time notifications with SignalR. So, by the end of this session, you will have a clear understanding of how to build real-time features with SignalR and integrate them into your apps. So, before we dive into actual implementation, let's take a moment to understand SignalR and what makes it such a powerful tool for building real-time applications. So, SignalR is an open source library from Microsoft that simplifies the process of adding real-time web functionality for your applications. Real-time functionality means the server can push content. The server can push content to connected clients as soon as any information is available without the client having to request it. So let's understand few architectural components of SignalR. So here, the SignalR hub is the central point for communication between clients and server. The clients can be web browsers, apps, or mobile apps. This is the key server-side component where communication between the client and the server happens. The server can use the hub to send messages to everyone or specific clients. Clients can ask the hub to send messages. The hub takes care of complex connection styles, making it easier for both client and the server. So the next component, the core component of the architectural component is transport. How SignalR handles communication. SignalR uses WebSockets as a primary method of communication, real-time communication, when it's supported by both client and the server. If WebSockets aren't available, SignalR automatically switches to other methods. When I say aren't available, when I say aren't available, this might be because the browser might be an older version of the browser, so there might be a server limitation. So it automatically switches. It switches to some, like server-side events, where the server sends updates to the client over a single long-lived connection or long polling. So all these SignalR manages for you, ensuring the most efficient method is used without requiring any changes to your code. So the next architecture component is client-server communication. The client methods, the clients, the browsers, mobile apps, etc., can invoke server-side methods via the hub. The communication is asynchronous, enabling efficient real-time messaging. The server can broadcast messages to all connected clients or groups of clients or individual clients. This is useful in scenarios like broadcasting notifications or updating dashboards in real time. The connection management is each connected client is assigned a unique connection ID. This is server. This allows the server to identify and communicate with specific clients. Clients can be organized into groups, making it easy to broadcast messages to a subset of clients without managing individual connections. So handling the connection and reconnections, SignalR automatically manages for you. So the connection life cycles are handled by SignalR. If there is a connection loss or reconnection happening, everything is done seamlessly by SignalR. Now, what we are going to see is that my example, which I'm going to show you, the one which I'll be walking you through. I want to show you the architecture flow of this before I get into the actual implementation. Now, if you see, this is what will happen in this example. I have a storage account, I have an event grid, I have Azure function, I have SignalR, I have connected clients. Now in this, the client deletes file in Azure Blob Storage. Azure Blob Storage generates an event and sends it to the Azure event grid. The Azure event grid triggers a Azure function which we have configured. The Azure function processes the event and sends a message to the SignalR hub. The SignalR hub broadcasts the notification to connected clients in real time. So this is what we will be showing you. Now, let's go into actual implementation. Let's go ahead and create the SignalR resource here. Let me search for SignalR service. Yes.
So I'm going to click SignalR. Okay, now I'm going to go here. Okay, it's not available. Let me deliberately have a typo here. Okay, I just changed the spelling here to get the name validated. I don't need a premium version here. I'm going to go with the free version. Okay, and networking public endpoint is fine. Tags, review and create. So once this is created, I'm going to copy the connection string, which I'm going to replace in the files I have downloaded from my GitHub. All right, let's wait for this to get created. Okay, my SignalR got created here. Now let's go. There's one thing you got to make sure. I think I missed that. Is the service mode. The service mode should be serverless. Okay. And our architecture is a serverless architecture, so I kept it as serverless here. And I'm going to go to the keys. Okay, cancel. Save this. All right. And I'm going to go to the keys. All right, that's okay. It's running in the background now, so I can still go to the another screen here. Now I'm going to go here. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to keep it aside to update my config files or the environment variables in the functions. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to my GitHub repository to download the demo code which I have uploaded. I'm going to share this in the link. I'm going to share this link. So I'm going to click on this. I'm not going to fork or clone. I just download the zip. Now, what I'm going to do is that I am going to extract the files here. Okay, so let me do the screen. So here I'm going to go. Okay, so let me copy the file. Double click, open the solution. All right. So here we are open. Yeah. All right. So now what we are going to do is that I am going to go ahead and publish this code to Azure and say, okay, I'm going to say yes. I have created an app. I'm going to say yes, function app. All right. So, okay. Now, once the profile gets created, let's go ahead and publish this. While this is getting published, let me give you some details on these functions. This solution has two functions, manage blob events and SignalR. Now, the first one, the manage blob events, this function is triggered by events from the event grid. It processes the blob events, extract the relevant information, and broadcast the data to the connected SignalR clients. That's what this manage blob event does. I'm going to walk you through the code, but at a high level, this is what it does. Now, the second function app, what it does is that this handles a connection negotiation request from the client. The client has to negotiate for the connection so that he can uh, connect to the hub. So this provides the necessary SignalR information, connection information, required for the clients to connect to the SignalR hub. So these are the functions here. So once this gets published, let's go ahead and create the event grid. Okay, so my function app is ready. It's deployed. All right. So this is fine. So what we're going to do now is that we'll go ahead and we'll create an event grid. So before that, let me go ahead and publish the second function as well to save some time while we are creating the event grid. Windows is fine. All right. I'm going to go and I'm going to say, okay, consumption based. This is fine. Okay. I'm going to create a profile here. All right. And once the profile is created, I am going to publish it. Now, let me go to the portal here. So in the portal, what we are going to do is that I'll click on the event grid. Okay. In the event grid, we will go with Azure Service Events. So I'm going to create this. All right. And I'm going to say retail, and the resource group is SignalR, and the resources. Okay, not event upstairs, sorry. Storage account, right? We want the events from the storage account. So we're going to say SignalR, and there is a storage account with VRP storage. So you can listen on various services, but storage account in this example, we are going with the storage account. Now I'm going to say blob events, and I'll leave it as is. I'm going to go here, review and create. So now, while this is getting created, I'm going to go back here. Yeah, the profile is created, and I'm going to click on publish and go back to the Azure portal. So I'm going to click on publish here. While this is getting published, I'm going to go back to the Azure portal. Now, for this blob event, let's have a subscription. Now, you have to subscribe to what? So I'm going to say, okay, blob delete event, let's say, I will say delete event. And yeah, event grid schema is fine. You can also have your custom input schema. This is fine. And in this, I'm going to select. So these are the various event types which you can register to, but I am restricting it to block deleted. So this is the one, and the endpoint. The event has to be sent to which endpoint? So I'm going to select Azure function. You remember the function which we have published. So I'm going to configure that as an endpoint. All right. So if you recollect the function app which we have published, the manage blob event. So this is the one which we have published, right? Manage blob events. So I'm going to configure this. All right. Free trial in SignalR, I'm going to say manage blob event. Here the slot is production and blob event. I'm going to confirm the selection here, and I'm going to click on create. All right. So this is you're registering it to this event. All right. So we have this subscription created. All right. Now, as a next step, let's go ahead and add the environment variable. Okay, for the connection, which is nothing but the SignalR connection string. So a quick note before we proceed, while I'll be adding the connection string directly in the environment variables, for the sake of simplicity in this demo, it's important to note that this isn't a recommended practice for production applications. For sensitive data like connection strings, it's always best to use a secure solution like Azure Keyword. Okay, so for this demo, let's go ahead and add it directly. Now I'll go to the SignalR. Where is my SignalR? My signals. Okay, I'm going to go to the my signals. I'm going to go to the keys. I'm going to take the connection string and I'm going to copy it somewhere here. Okay. Okay. Now, what is the connection string environment variable name? So let's go ahead here, right? It's Azure SignalR connection string. This is the key. So I'm going to go to the environment variable, app settings, click add. This is the connection string. This is my endpoint SignalR connection string. Click on OK, apply, confirm. All right. So I have to do this here as well in the SignalR cons. If I go back to my app here, so here I have the SignalR connection string as well. So I'm going to go here, environment variables, click on add, and I'm going to copy the connection string here, paste the connection string here. All right, I click on apply. Apply, confirm, we are good. Okay, so we have the connection strings here. All right. So now what we are going to do is that we'll go back here. There is something which we haven't updated before we published. Okay, so that is what we are going to look at it here. So let's go through the code here. All right. Now, let me walk you through the code which I've written here. Okay. Let's go to the blob event here. So this function app has a function called SA blob events. And in this function, we have a couple of parameters here. So the event grid trigger, which the parameter is decorated with, indicate that the function is triggered by the event from the Azure event grid, right? So now this parameter is of type JSON object. Okay, this will contain the details of the event that triggered the function, allowing you to access the event data easily. Now the second parameter here, which is decorated with SignalR attribute, is you indicate that this function is sending messages to this SignalR hub. And here, what you need to do is that you have to give your SignalR hub name you want to send the message to. Now, what is our SignalR hub name here? My signals. Okay, I'm going to go here and I'm going to update it as my signals here. Okay, so I'm going to do it as my signals here. All right, so now in this my signal, this is a hub actually, and then the third, this parameter has a async collector here, right? So this is an interface that allows you to collect and send multiple SignalR messages asynchronously. You can add messages to this collector and they send it to the specified SignalR hub. So now that we have changed this signal, we have updated this. Let's go to the event parser class which I have returned to parse the event and pick only the required details and send it to the SignalR. So now let me go to the definition here. So this is a simple method. Now I have passed the event object here, JSON object here, and I have passed it. Now, how do you know uh, how is what is the format of the event? So usually this is the format of the event. What you can do is that it is published on the Microsoft site as well. So you can pick it up from here, and based on this, whatever data you require, you go ahead and you parse and retrieve it. So now where I am storing this event parser, right? So now I have also written a model here with blob event. So these are the fields which I am extracting from the event, and in this model it will hold this data. Okay, the blob event. Now, so here we have the parser, and I'm going to say, and I'm saying that you parse the event here, and then once I have the event, I'm calling another method which is a class called as broadcast message, in which I'm broadcasting this message to the clients here. So here in this message, I'm going to share, I'm going to pass the SignalR messages and the event, okay, here. Now, in this SignalR messages, I have a method called as add as sync. In this add as sync, it accepts a SignalR message where you give a target, okay. This is the target where clients will look for, So this target, right? The name of this is the name of the event that the SignalR clients will listen for. So this is important, okay? This has to be shared with the clients. So this is the event, and the arguments will be my blob event, right? So this is a message I'm calling here. Now that's it. So if you do this, the messages will be sent to the hub. Now let's go to the SignalR connection function here. So here, now this function handles the SignalR connection negotiation requests from clients. So it allows clients to establish a connection to the SignalR hub for real-time communication. In this has one method called negotiate, okay, and in that you have you can see one of the parameters here which is decorated with SignalR connection info. Here you have to replace with your SignalR name, okay, and the connection info object here contains the connection information required for the client to connect to the SignalR hub. This also includes the connection string and access token to the client. So now let's go ahead and update our connection SignalR hub here. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to click on save, and that's it. So everything else is handled here. So we have an extension which we have added, that is SignalR service. Okay. All right. Now this is the thing. Now what we are going to do is that we have to republish the functions here. Okay. I'm going to click here because I have updated the SignalR connection info. I'm going to go and click on publish, and I'm going to yes. And while this is happening, I'll also go to the manage blob events, and let's see, we have added here, right? Yeah, my signals has been updated here. And what's happening to this? So I'm going to go here and click on publish. All right. So let's wait for this to get published, and then we are going to the Azure portal to update the environment variables. Let's wait till it get published. It's still publishing. Now let's take a look at the client here. All right. I'm going to go to my unzipped location. I'm going to go to the client. This is the sample client which I have written. I'm going to go and open this. Now, in this file, right, this is JavaScript, it's written in JavaScript HTML. Now I have referenced the SignalR JS here. And if you remember, this is the SignalR which we have to update. So if we go here and the function app, right, SignalR cons, SignalR negotiate is method. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to update this. Okay. Now this is the URL for negotiation, and then I'm going to get the connection here, and I'm accessing the access token, and WebSockets is my primary communication protocol. Now blob event, if you recollect the blob event, right? So this blob event is where is what I am this blob event is. Okay, so now this will give me the event, and then you can do whatever you want. Here I'm just passing it and I'm adding it in the table. So this is the client, simple HTML file. I'm going to create a static website in the in my storage account and upload this so that we can access it. Okay, let me go here, static website. Want to say enable, save. All right, that's good. Now I should see the web folder here in the containers. Okay, good. Now let me go back and see. I've changed this. The blob event is there. All that looks good. All right. So I'm going to go upload. Um, okay. Browse for the files, and I'm going to go to the client, and I'm going to upload this. Okay. All right. So now let's go back and go to the endpoints here and take the static website link. I'm going to take the static website, and in the function app, I'm going to set the cors here. All right. So, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to click on save. Okay, this is done. All right. So I'll go back and see the function app is ready. Everything looks good. Now I go here. I go to my containers, data. Okay, let me add few. Let me add few files here so that we can delete it. Okay, hold on for a minute. I'm going to go here and just upload something here. Okay, I'm going to make a copy of it and I'm going to upload it here again. Okay, all right. Now let me go here And what is the name of the client? Okay. Now it's blob events, right? Blob event signals. So I have it here. Let's go to the console and see if there are any errors. Okay. So this is connected to the hub. All right. So now I go back and I'm going to delete this. So when I delete this, technically you should get the event, but it is not getting. So let's wait. Let me see if this is published. Yeah, it is. Let's troubleshoot that. Okay, so I think I updated the environment variable after publishing. So, which means I need to go ahead and restart my apps here. All right. So let me go ahead and also restart this. Now I have this. Let me get it here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on delete. Now, now is boom. So I got the event here. All right. So let's try for a couple of more files here just to make sure that we are getting the events. All right. I'm going to click on upload. I'm going to pick some files here. I am going to upload it. Click on upload. Now I have one. I'm going to go here. I'm going to delete these two. And I got copy and this one. So this is how he we have implemented this. Now, the common use cases here is that, live dashboards. If you need live data dashboards where you want to stream the updates to the connected clients without page refreshes, this is something which you can implement. And chat applications, real-time messages between users and real-time notification, like for example, sports scores, stock market updates, things like that. So this will be helpful. So I'm going to share the GitHub URL as well. So if you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a like and consider subscribing. Until next time, stay curious and never stop learning.